Hi all, this is Rebecca the Explorer here. Today is 1/27/2017. The time is 6:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In New Zealand, it is the morning or the afternoon of the 28th. Let's check that real quick so we can make sure we give you an accurate time. It is shortly after 11:52 a.m. on the 28th, which is Saturday. Okay, as we look at a map of Google Earth, and I'm going to back all the way up because I turned off my pens. This is 26th, 28th. Let me turn on the other ones because apparently they're off. But I want to give you an accurate view of the past 48 hours. This is 48 hours. So you can see what 48 hours looks like. It's been very busy. You can see the fours that were recent, that were in between Seddon and Wellington, down near Kikora. Now, as you look, you can see where the earthquakes are transferring through. You can see where the threes have occurred. This one was at 181 kilometers in depth. This one was at 197 kilometers in depth. This one here followed through with a 3.1 at 81 kilometers. Then when we travel out here, you can see the one at Fiji, which was 4.5 at 374 kilometers in depth. I did find some interesting things, so we're going to sort of go over those a little bit. I'm going to back up and I'm going to show y'all just the past 24 hours, which makes more sense to me than trying to give you all of them at one time. So I'm going to turn all those off. I'm going to come down here. And that takes out the fours because the fours are already covered. Now, turning it on at 27, which was midnight, on. And if we look, you can see the 4.0 occurred over here. This happened yesterday at 11:22 p.m. at night, the 27th, which was yesterday for New Zealand. That covered the threes that were there. And we started over with these threes here. This 3.6, 2.4, 2.6, 1.8, 1.9, 2.2, 2.5, 2.3, 1.3. And of course, there was a 2.2 at 52 kilometers in depth and a 2.8 at 90 kilometers in depth over here. And if you can tell, they are still coming through this way. I need to turn those on so we're not giving you a full picture again. Okay. Sorry, guys. For some reason, those were not on. Okay. So what I'm noticing is there's this line here, and then there's this line here, which to me looks like it's two different fault areas. So this would be around the area that that one fault line had been broken. Then I noted what I thought was a view on here. So we're going to go in here and take a good look at it. This is very interesting looking. If we back out, it looks like a volcano within a caldera. Let me get this to go right. And I have done some looking to see if I can figure out which one this is and to find a name for it, but have not been able to locate a name. So we can see it's very interesting. But what caught my attention was that there had been an earthquake over in this area and the ones that were over in here. And as I was looking around, I was like, wow, what is that? And then I'm like, you know what? That looks kind of like a volcano or a butte. You can tell that it's got some dark on it. So I'm thinking at some time this has ruptured, but not recent. And what had caught me also was I marked the volcanoes that are here. These are extinct volcanoes. This one here is Ekoroa. And then I don't think I marked that one. This one is Mount Horrible. And then down here is Mount Cargill. Those ones are considered extinct volcanoes. So it made me wonder what this one is. Anyway, as we look, we can see that we have had some threes in this area, 3.4, some twos, 2.7, 2.6, 2.4, 2.3. We've had threes that have come around this way and down through here. So I'm still watching these. And then, of course, we've had some 2.0 at 108 kilometers deep, 1.7 at 64 kilometers deep, 2.4 at 120. We had the 3.1 at 81. This one occurred after another one out here, 3.7 at 196. Then we had a 2.6 at 71 kilometers, 2.5 at 41, and 2.4 at 97. So there has been some deeper quakes. Now, I also noticed that straight through this way, there's also a line. And if you look at the what do you call it? The fault line for here, it runs through this way as well. So as I'm watching, and if you go over to Dutch Sense, he explains more accurately than I am about the plate boundaries and stuff like that. Me, I'm just pretty much here to tell you about the quakes that are happening and what I'm seeing occurring. This area down here is by Napier, is a 1.9, 1.7, 1.9, 2.2, 2.9. So the highest we could probably see released from this would be a 3. 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 2.0, 2.4. And if you add these in, you're probably looking at a 3 to a 4. You have a 3.7 out here, so around the 4.4, 4.5, maybe a 5. And especially if you get some more over in here. So these are all add together. Here you're seeing pretty much the deep quakes there for the volcano area. They're going to be deeper than most of the areas, and there's pressure coming through. But as we've noticed, the pressure from these areas tends to come down and hit in here. And I'm going to share this real quick to my page so that if anybody is live, they can come and look. My dog is sneaking into my room right now. Anyway, one of the things that I like to do is to look at the areas down here. I did find this volcano was, I think it's a volcano. As far as I can tell, it is. My concern is that it seems to lie along the area that these earthquakes are coming up towards. And as they connect over this way, I don't know what kind of pressure it will put on that. So it was something that I had looked at and seen and thought, wow, that is quite interesting. And from what I'm hearing, people, there's some hot springs over in here, so it would make sense if that is a volcanic area. And that's Okuku Range, into Lee's Valley. Let's see what this is. See a Blackwater Lake. That's Chest Peak. Lake Quaden, Marymere, Lake Pearson, Grassmere. Sounds like the Grassmere over there at the beginning of the island as well. This Springfield, South Island. And if you can tell, they're following around this way. And it looks to me like they're going to come up through here, which puts this area at strain. And maybe it'll follow along this way and come around this way. But that would be the new plate boundary. Which would make sense. So let's turn these back on. This gives you your view for the past 48 hours. And that's 48 hours there. And those are fours, 2.3, 2.7, 2.8. What the other one was, it was 2 there. 2.6, 2.5, 2.5. It was a 3 here. 1, 2, 3. It's 2 sevens, 2 threes. And the 3.1 down here. And then the other question is, how many of these might actually be being caused from the ships that are out? And the answer is, I don't know. Anyway, this has been my brief update. Um, Remember, be prepared, don't be scared, have a plan, and follow Dutch Sense, DUTCHSINSE, for your most recent forecast. He'll be able to tell you better than I can what's going on and give you some idea of what you should expect. I'm going to show you the past 24 hours, just the past 24 hours. I just turned off all the lights here. Actually, I'll show you from last night. I do midnight on. This is midnight on. It's been quiet. It hasn't been quiet. I didn't turn on the bottom ones. It hasn't been quiet there. My computer doesn't like me sometimes. If you can imagine that. Okay. There we go. This is just midnight on. So I can tell you already that there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 2 point. Let's see what the highest one is, 2.2s. And then there's been a 1.6, 1.5, 1.2, 1.6, 1.7. Then here you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can expect some activity here. You had a 2.5 at 67 km and a 2.6. Then you have these 2.6 at 69 km and a 2.9 there, 2.2 here. Then you had a 0 point here at 2.0 at 108, a 1.7. You had the 2.0 at 57 kilometers. You had the 3.1 at 75 and a 2.0, 2.0 and a 2.8. So it's been kind of quiet today, not so busy. This is your past 12 hours, so it's not bad. Anyway, you guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks for checking out my live stream, and have a nice evening. Remember, be prepared, don't be scared, and have a plan.